Some people grow into their purpose, and some people are born into it.
And in this episode, you're going to hear what it really looks like to start young, travel the world, and evolve into your purpose over and over again.
From global stages to personal reinvention,
Let's take it back.
let's take it back.
Yep.
Welcome to the Flashback Squad. This is the podcast. Yes, this is the podcast where we revisit the moments that shaped us, the music that moved us, and the memories that still make us smile.
Yep.
My name is Sabrina Horton.
And I'm Laura Rosario. And if you love stories about the moments behind the culture, the music, the media, and the memories that we all share, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, and come take this ride down memory lane with us.
Because around here, we don't do tell-alls. We do
flashbacks.
flashbacks.
Yay.
So our next guest today here with us has been living her purpose since childhood. And that's pretty good. That's amazing. She's a performer, creative, and a visionary whose journey spans the whole entire globe.
Yep. And from joining the Grammy-winning group Arrested Development at just 13 years old to performing on legendary stages around the world.
And from that to evolving into a singer, dancer, creative director, and now a voice of inspiration and empowerment.
Let's welcome to the Flashback Squad, my beautiful friend, Eshe Light.
Thank you so much for having me, Miss Sabrina and Laura. Y'all look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Eshe. And you do too. You're outside in that beautiful sunshine.
Yes. I love the sunshine. So yes.
Yeah.
So do I. And we're so blessed to even have you join us because we know you're so really, really busy. And we're just happy to have these conversations with you. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for just asking me and wanting me to be a part of this amazing podcast. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
So Eshe, you were born right here in Georgia. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yes. Born right in the SWATs. I am from the SWATs. Yeah. I was born at a hospital called Southwest Hospital that's no longer around. It was called Holy Family prior to that. So yeah, I grew up right here in Southwest Atlanta. Lots of roots here in Atlanta.
But yeah, I'm from Los Angeles too. But I guess it was in some songs or other like T.I. and
absolutely
like that.
But see, T.I. he's from Bankhead. He grew up right on Bankhead, which is Veterans Memorial now. So yeah, but so many of us, so many people I went to school with Willie Knighton, Cujo from Goody Mob. CeeLo took dance from my mom. So you just know a lot of people, rooted. I went to school with Andre Dickinson, the mayor of Atlanta. We went to school
high school
together.
Tri-Cities?
No, we didn't go to high school together. We went to middle school, Southwest Middle School. Now it's Young Middle School. I went to a high school called Therrell in Washington, homeschool. I was Miss Southwest in my middle school, which is Young Middle School now. Yes, and then I went to an elementary school called Peyton Forest. And before that, I went to a private school called Romar Academy. So yeah,
you went around, huh? You did a lot of different places. You went to a lot of schools. And briefly, because you mentioned that your mom, CeeLo Green took dance lessons, singing lessons. What did he take from your mom?
He took tap and jazz from my mom. My mom was one of the first Black-owned dance schools here in the state of Georgia. So yes, and so she taught a lot of people. A ton of people, but he happened to be one of her students. So yes, and he took tap and jazz from her.
I love that.
And his family, his sister, everybody, they know my mom. My mom would come and volunteer at the schools, and she was very involved and supportive. Yeah, she's no longer with us. Miss her dearly. Oh, thank you. Yes, it'll be 11 years this year in November. I miss her dearly, but I am part of her legacy. So her legacy still lives on, through me and through my daughter, my sister, my brother, my nephew, and all her students.
I love that.
She was also an educator as well.
Okay. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. The theme of, the legacy, your mom, you, and then your daughter's doing big things too.
Absolutely. Yes, she is. Modeling, and she grew up dancing as well, but modeling is her passion, and she also is a voiceover actor and actress. So we both do acting. And so, yeah, we stay busy.
It's in the genes. All right.
Absolutely.
So growing up in the SWATs area of Atlanta, that has produced a lot of folks that have become globally recognized.
Yes.
And it's you know, especially you. So tell us about what were the early musical influences that shaped you?
A lot of people. I mean, growing up, my mom owning a dance school, I heard a lot of different types of music. And then, of course, watching MTV and the box and all that stuff that was out back in the day. I love classical music all the way to country music. I loved Janet Jackson growing up a whole lot. I love Queen Latifah. I loved a lot of the early pop like Duran Duran and Culture Club.
I love Duran Duran.
And Devo. Yeah, just I mean, it's a range of music. Of course, Michael Jackson is my favorite artist. One of my favorite, I should say, Donny Hathaway. I love Tina Turner. Oh my gosh, I love so many people, and those were my influences growing up for sure. And my mom just did a great job of introducing me to a lot of culture, and just her students and stuff. And also, my mother was a major influence on me. My mother actually sang opera.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
And then I love Debbie Allen as far as dance.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, and I love Judith Jamison. Alvin Ailey was my favorite. Is still my favorite dance company. So yeah, just so many. Like, I love the Temptations. I love Smokey Robinson. I love, I mean, I just love music. So
me too.
I just was influenced heavily by a lot of stuff, to be honest.
Exactly. That's how it was for me too. And so now I'm going to ask you a cute question. I say cute because look at this cute picture here.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Yes. So Eshe, you joined a Grammy-winning group at just 13 years old, which is so young too. But now that I hear that your mother's in the business, and it's so not as shocking because of course that was going to be your role, right? So do you remember the exact moment that your life changed though?
Well, so I would say this. So my mother was just a woman of the art. She didn't necessarily work in the music industry at all, but she was a creative. So she understood it. You know what I mean? But my sister, actually, it was her opportunity first. She got asked to audition for Arrested Development. A guy named Ian Burke was the one who, Ian. So Ian was working with Speech and Headliner. They were in college at the Arts Institute of Atlanta at the time. And so then they asked, hey, do you know anybody that does African dance? Ian told them about my sister. And then my sister, she said she didn't want to do it and passed it on to me.
Well, right? Well, obviously, it's a huge thing that she passed it on, and that's me. That seems like that was in alignment, obviously. But why did she pass? Was she older?
Because she's older, but she was already doing stuff. My sister danced for like James Brown and Pebbles and Basic Black and a whole bunch of people, and she was an artist herself. She was in a group called Lois Lane, and they were on Arsenio Hall. She's done a lot of stuff on her own.
What's her name? What's her name?
Her name is we call her Kita. Kita. Kita is her name.
Kita. Okay.
And so
I know. I didn't know that she was your sister.
Yeah, well, actually, she was the one who introduced me to you. So yes, I think she told you she was my sister, but maybe it's
that's right. Okay, yeah. And that that little phase that's back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was so long ago. So yeah, you probably forgot, but yeah, that's my sister. And so she actually was the one who took me. She took me to the audition and everything. So she's 5 years older than me. So yeah, I'm the youngest. We have a brother too, but yeah, I feel like I was destined because, I often tell people it chose me. I didn't really choose it because I wanted to be a lawyer or dance for Alvin Ailey. So then I ended up in the music industry. And so, yeah, the rest is history because I actually started before Arrested Development. I would start dancing behind local artists here in Georgia. And so I started at 11 doing that. And then my mom with her dance school, we would go and do like talent shows at malls and stuff and everything.
Greenbrier Mall.
Yes, Greenbrier Mall and all that. And so, because her studio wasn't far from Greenbrier. So, yeah, we would do Christmas performances there and stuff like that because they used to do a lot of that back in the day. And so, yeah, my sister was like, yeah, let my little sister do it because I love African dance. That's like my favorite. And she was like, I don't do African dance, but my sister does. So she took me to the audition. That's how it happened.
Oh, I love that. Love that story.
Yeah.
So when being that age, as a teenager, did you ever feel any pressure being so young in, such a major group?
Nope, because I just didn't look at it like that. My mother had already prepared me, being on stages. We had been doing competitions and things of that nature. We'd be sometimes the only Black dance school at a dance competition. And so, you know, my mom would always tell me, whatever you do, give 150%. And so I was already
You were
trained
totally
in,
used to that. Yeah.
yeah, I was trained in performing and everything. I performed at school and stuff. And so she really prepared me for what I'm doing now. And when it came time, when the group came out, and she supported it and was like, hey, you know, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, so go do it. And so I'm so grateful for my mom. I love her so much.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yes.
that.
So that got you ready for, like, because you've been on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
You guys
yes.
performed on the Grammys, and you know what did that feel like? Like, does it
Great.
you know, like, I mean, it's hard to describe, but like,
yeah, it was surreal. It was surreal. It was like, what? I'm on here, you know, and especially like our
Okay,
first
wait,
time
watch out. Wait.
There you go. Hey.
Yes. Hey.
Go Eshe. Go Eshe.
Thank you.
You're
yes.
welcome.
I love
yes.
that.
Yes. Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
so much. Yeah. So it was all those moments where I still pinch myself now, like, what? That happened? And I was so young. I was just, you know, I was 16 when we came out. So
16?
I was 16 because it took 3 years, 5 months, 2 days to get a deal, the group to get a deal. And that's the name of our first album. So 3 years, 5
Right.
months, 2 days in the life of.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
And so we would just, every day I would go to school. I was very active in school. I loved school. I was in the who's who of American students, and
Oh, go,
I was
girl. Hey.
one of the leading dancers for the dance repertoire at my school, led by Miss Miria Odom, who is now deceased, and her daughter Frida was the one who taught us how to do African dance. And my mom had taught me some, but she really taught us a lot more, taking it to that next level, if you will. And so yeah, I'm trained in ballet and tap and jazz and pointe and baton twirling and all kinds of acrobatics and different things like that. So yeah, I mean, I feel like everything I did was just training to get me to where I am now. And I would, like I said, I would get up early morning, go to school, do all my schoolwork, make sure my homework was done. Then I would come home and have to go to rehearsal with the group. And then we would rehearse all the time. And then get up the next day and do it all over again.
Well, how was it? Okay, well, how was it in school though? Because you were so popular. Well
I didn't tell anybody.
They didn't even know. Oh,
no,
okay.
I mean, because I was like, I'm in a group with grown people pretty much. So I didn't think anybody would be like interested anyway in the music. Our music was so different. It wasn't like, you know, Booty Shake was real big at the time here in Atlanta. And so
still is.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so people were listening to that. They weren't listening to Arrested Development, you know, because most people think that we're from like New York and stuff, but we're actually, I'm the only one from Atlanta. Everybody else is from, Speech is from Milwaukee. One of the other original members, Tariq, she's from Madison, Wisconsin. Razadon is from, I want to say, Trenton, New Jersey, or Plainfield. I think it's Trenton, and he's from Jersey. And then Bobo J was from Mississippi by way of Milwaukee.
So you were the only Atlanta. You were the only. Okay.
And then Headliner, he was from Hilton Head, Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, so I'm the only one that was born from, you know, in Atlanta, born and raised, but everybody either came here for school or for their career or something. So I brought them to Atlanta. So
I love that. Okay. Now going back to, like different things about the events and the award ceremonies that you performed at, because you performed at events like the Grammy Awards and all that. Is there a moment like that still gives you chills? Like when you think about it, like either at a, go on.
I think all of them, to be honest. I mean, because it's just, I always like to treat everything like it's my first time, you know, at something, or, you know, stuff flying on me, y'all. I'm like, what was that? But given that experience, like each time, I liked it. I liked it being an authentic first time experience. Everything. I always felt like, even if it was something I did, like we did David Letterman multiple times, but every time I went, I treated it like it was the first time. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, you know.
And what was he like, Eshe, as a host? What was David like?
He was cool.
He was good? He was nice?
Yes, he was nice. He was super cool. Arsenio was cool. I mean, everybody was awesome. So, yeah, it was amazing. But I would say, like, working with Spike Lee was a standout moment. Antoine Fuqua was a standout moment. Working with UNICEF and Nelson Mandela was a standout
Oh,
moment.
yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
President Obama.
Yes, President Obama. He was a senator at the time,
Okay.
and we campaigned. We performed at one of the rallies with for it was Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama, and that was super fun. That was his first time that he ran.
That literally just gave me chills.
Yeah,
I don't know, like that
it was awesome.
Oh my
It
gosh,
was awesome. And so I still have my shirt from that. And yeah, and so they gave us these really cool shirts. And I met former President Barack Obama and Michelle, former First Lady, and they were just so awesome and beautiful. And they knew the music. He walked in the room singing Tennessee, and people every day laughed. I thought that was so funny. And I was like, he has so much swag and so much style, and he's just so fly. So yeah, both of them are so beautiful and fly. And he's my forever president. So.
Me too.
And Michelle is my forever First Lady.
Me too. Mine too. Mine definitely too. Oh my gosh, you have so many wonderful moments.
Yes, I mean, and this honestly, I feel like it's just the beginning. God has so much more in store. I'm like, he's like, that was just a little glimpse, you know what I mean? So God is getting ready to he's doing as we speak and continuing to do the most amazing things. So
exactly.
Yes.
And so at what moment, or do you remember, like what moment did you decide to step forward and blossom into your own solo artist era? This new era?
Let's see, that had to be in 2012. I've always wanted to do something because I do solo stuff, because I actually do artist development, creative direction, all that kind of stuff. So I love doing other things outside of just what people only saw me for, and the rest of them is the dancing. And I did sing and did whatever I needed to do to support the group. But yeah, I have my own voice, and I write. I've written for Angie Stone, and I did a song called First Time with some other incredible writers and producers. And I've written for Arrested Development. I've worked in the Christian arena with Michael Stampley and Juanita Bynum, doing choreography and creative direction. So I've done other things outside, and then my solo stuff. I wanted to do something that was like total opposite of Arrested Development, because I love R&B music. I love all types of music, but I really love R&B. And so I put out R&B music. I work with a Japanese artist.
I can't wait to
Mamba Nu.
Okay.
Yeah, but it came out many, many years ago. So like,
how can we find it though? How can we find it now?
Well, I want to say, I'm gonna put the video back up on YouTube. It's called Love Sick. But yeah. So and then I did a song with Omar Hardwick. That video is out now. It was featuring his poetry, and it's called You Make Me Wanna. And so yeah, that was years ago though. So this is I stepped away from touring with the group because I had toured since the 90s in 2012, because I really heard the voice of the Lord say, it's time for you to come off the road. And so I did, and I'm glad I did, because 3 years later, my mom passed. So I was able to spend time with her every day, all day. I mean, we already lived together and everything, but it was just, when you saw one of us, you saw the other. So it was my mother, my daughter, and myself. We always was together. And so that was a beautiful thing. I was able to spend as much time with my mom as needed. And so that was, and so that's really what it was. And God was just positioning me and growing me up in some other areas of my life and my career. And then during that time, I was able to pour into the next generation of artists, which I love doing as well. And so I did that. And so, but now I feel like after everything I've been through, because I haven't really released music. Oh my gosh, it's been years, double-digit years that I've released music. And now, because just where God has me now, I've been in the studio. I have a documentary coming out. I have new music. I manage my daughter. I do directing. I'm producing. So I'm doing a lot of things.
Yes, you are.
Ooh, busy.
Yes, and I've done artist development for years, consulting. I haven't been doing artist development as much anymore, because I'm working on I'm doing artist development on myself.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And so after I, went through my battle and victory with breast cancer, I have just been focusing on putting myself at the front of the line more versus at the very end of the line, of a very long line.
And that brings me to the question I was going to ask you, but that might be the answer, because I was going to ask you, what was the hardest lesson that you've learned during your journey? Was that one of it? What you just said, how to put yourself first, or do you have another?
Well, I mean, many lessons. Getting in this business, know that it is a business, and it's more business than it is creative. And that's the part that really sucks for me, because I'm a creative, but I also I think sometimes the business part of this business can kill the creative part. And so, and just having great people around you and making sure that people around you for the right reason, not for their own benefit or to use you to advance themselves.
Exactly.
Learning to, I thank God for discernment and just learning how to move past disappointments in my past. How about that?
Yes, that's good. That's good. Because I was going to say
yes,
contrast. Yes.
yes. And also too, also putting myself first, learning self-love is so important, and to learn to, really love yourself, because you can say that you love yourself, but your actions may show the total opposite of that. And
Exactly.
so learning to love yourself and show it and be present is definitely a lesson in that, anything can change at the drop of a dime, and seasons change really fast, and you have to be palatable, and move with the seasons.
Yes.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Those type of things. I've learned many lessons, so it's not. I can't say it's just one thing. Yeah,
one hardest. Yes,
I've learned a lot. Mm-hmm.
Was there ever a moment that you just felt like giving up and maybe doing something else?
Absolutely. I mean, you go through times. I'm not a quitter by far, but it's been times I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just way too much. I did get out of the business for like 2 years because I just did not care for how people move, meaning how they handle business, how they treat one another. Integrity to me is very big, and communication. And I was like, these people are weird. And not everybody, but it's a very interesting business. It's a very transactional sometimes. And I also feel like it's a lot of what have you done lately type of energy versus wow, let me respect you for what you've done, as you give another person respect. So it's a lot of that. So I was like, yeah, I couldn't do it. And so I took the time for myself, and I'm so grateful I did for 2 years. And then people just kept calling me, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? And I love helping people. So I was like, okay. And so, but then, when God said, I understand for this industry, for me, it's not necessarily, again, I didn't choose it, it chose me. So it's connected to my purpose. So God told me, he said, through my art, I want you to, through your art, I should say, this is what God told me. He said, I want you to spread light throughout the world. Yes. And so I am actively doing that, and just with me just being who I am, just to be a light in the world. Yes. And so my name even shifted because in the group it's called Mosho Ishi, which means Black life, meaning black for the people, not like a dark life. But then God shifted it. And actually, ironically, right before I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in December 2021, I asked God, what is my purpose? I know what I'm good at. I know what I can do. But what is the purpose you have for my life? And God was like, spread light throughout the world through your art. And he said, I'm changing your name to Ishi Light. And so now that's why Ishi Light, because I'm just in a different, I'm not that 13-year-old, 16-year-old. I'm 51 now. You know what I mean? So, I've lived a lot of life and seen a lot of things, and I'm just in a different season. So I'm in my Ishi Light season.
Oh, I love that, Ishi. And I was going to ask a question, but because of what you were mentioning about 2021, that must have been so challenging because not only what you were going through, but COVID. You had to go through that when COVID had hit.
Yes.
And it was hitting hard.
Yes. It was crazy.
Because you couldn't even have people in the hospital at that time visit you or anything like that.
Well, you can have like one person. And so I went, it was a lot though. And just not being able to go here, go there, and that whole type of thing. But I think it was also good too, because I was just in the house. But, me, I'm a very active person.
I do.
Not being able to move around and be busy was hard. But my daughter, I love being outside. And so when my doctors would say, I want you to do as much walking as you can. So my daughter would walk with me. And when I was going through treatment, sometimes I only could walk maybe 10, 20 steps. And she would just put her little arm around me. And my daughter is 126 pounds and she's 5'10". So she's little. And she would say, come on, mama, we gonna walk together. And every time I stopped, she stopped. And then she even put her modeling career on hold because she was like, your health is way more important. And so we both were, they went through it with me. And my sister would take me to my appointments pretty much every day. And then my one of my friends she would take me. So yeah, it was a lot. So, but my sister and my daughter for sure, they held me down, and my
Oh, I
daughter
love that.
probably more than everybody, because she lives with me. So
Yes.
we were
She's
together every day, day
she was
in,
a
day out.
complete blessing. She was a total blessing,
Oh
huh?
my gosh,
Wow.
she's always been a blessing.
Mm,
Always, she's such an amazing daughter, and
mm.
so I give God the glory for her.
Oh,
And
I love that.
yeah, so now we're like, I have so many opportunities coming my way. She does as well, and
Mm.
she's grown now, because that was she was just she
Like
had just
5 years ago.
graduated. Yeah, she
Okay.
had just graduated from high school, because
Mhm,
well, I went through treatment in 2022, and then they gave me the clear, like, okay, you're good.
mhm.
And I think it was October 2022. And
Okay.
then since then, of course, you have to keep going back to your oncologist and all that kind of stuff. So I've been doing all those things. And so yeah, since then we're just transitioning, focusing,
Okay.
ready to move. We want to move abroad, and just
Yes.
wherever God wants us to go, we're just moving with the flow.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Okay, and then what about a moment where you felt completely unstoppable?
Let's see. When I would say, when I came out of all of it, I was like, you know what,
Mhm,
God, you gave me
Mhm.
another chance. So you know
Mm.
what? And I've been through, that's just one thing. I've been through a lot of stuff.
mhm.
And I was just like, okay, all right. A few years prior to that, I had hernia repair service,
Oh, wow.
and surgery. I should say,
Okay.
I said hernia repair service. I meant
Well, I know
surgery.
what you meant. Yeah, we knew you meant surgery. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hernia repair surgery.
Mhm,
And so yeah, that was interesting, and that set me down for a minute as well.
mm.
So
Mm.
going from that to um, a few years later, then dealing with breast cancer diagnosis, it was a lot. So
Mhm.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Wow. So that sounds like it's a lot. And, being 51 years old, young, we should
Yes,
say.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And you have evolved now into a
Hmm.
wellness leader and, all these other things you mentioned, creative and a motivational voice. Like for that part, being a motivational voice for other, artists, is it for artists or just in general? And, what sparked that shift for you?
Oh my gosh, I've always kind of been into that. I was over my dance ministry at my church for like 16 years, the drama department. So I've always worked with kids. I work with a
Mhm.
lot of kids. I started teaching when I was 13 at Bankhead Courts, actually, crazy
Oh
enough.
wow!
Uh-huh. And so
Oh,
that
so
was my
you started doing
very
that
young.
the same thing,
Uh-huh.
performing and being a motivational
Yeah, and
person.
just teaching. Yeah, because my mom was extremely positive. And so I was tough on my students, but a lot of my students have gone on. They're big time actors now. They've
Mm.
danced behind a lot of people, from Missy Elliott to I said Glorilla. I'm just tongue tied today. Oh my God. So yeah, so and they've done things on Broadway and all kinds of stuff. So I've taught a lot of people
I love
throughout the
that.
years. Yeah. Hmm.
So now, Sabrina is going to tell us just really quickly about our mission and our sponsor, which is Music
Awesome.
Memory Lane.
Well, Music Memory Lane is a nonprofit, and our mission is to restore joy with seniors who may
I
or
love
may not
that.
have dementia, memory
Hmm.
loss, Alzheimer's, there's various degrees of memory loss. And then they unfortunately there's a lot of isolation, and they don't get out like they used to. So what we do is we as Kevin and I and Laura, we go to assisted living facilities, and Kevin will DJ and play like their jams from
Nice.
back in the 40s and
Hmm.
50s and
Looking
60s.
for therapeutic
Yeah.
programs your residents will
I love
love?
that.
Music Memory Lane blends nostalgia, movement, and joy. Perfect for senior living and memory care. Book your free demo today. Music Memory Lane, where memories dance.
Woo!
So yeah, we
Yes.
had a session yesterday, and some of them they remember us now, like
That's so
they'll.
good.
And but
Yes.
some of them they takes them a minute to recognize us, and then some of them they
Hmm.
may not even be verbal, or they may not remember their own name, but they can sing one of their songs that they like
Yeah,
back from the.
absolutely. Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad, my dad deals with dementia. So my sister and I,
Oh,
we caregive for him. So I know exactly what you're dealing with. And
Hmm.
then my godmother, she had Alzheimer's. My grandma had it. And my aunt just passed away not too long ago from,
oh, I'm
Alzheimer's.
sorry.
So yeah,
Sorry
thank
to hear
you. So
that.
yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm very familiar with it for sure.
Did you ever, Ishi, have you ever seen how music can bring back memories or moments or connection, like with examples like what you were telling us about just now?
Absolutely. I think my dad, like he's a history person, so I think he's a history buff. He loved Motown. I should say he loves Motown, not he
Yes,
loved.
exactly.
But yeah, I think more history things with him. But I think I definitely feel like music is just healing to the soul for everyone. I know that much. I know for me, it's very healing, along with dancing. So I think a lot of times it goes hand in hand. And yeah, so I definitely know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we do too. That we not just play the music, but really engage with them and
Absolutely.
ask them questions. Like I might say, "Oh, did you ever see Elvis Presley in concert?"
Right.
And then it
That's
takes them
nice.
back to that. And then also a lot of them, aren't mobile, which is why dancing is so important. We got to keep
Yes.
moving. We
You
got to
can
keep
dance
on moving.
in the chair. You can move in the chair. So yes, I
Yeah, so we'll
understand.
like swing their arms, and
Absolutely.
dance. And then some of them will actually try stand up just for a few seconds, and and it's so cute because they're so moved by it. So it's really very heartwarming.
Yeah. Listen, I was just with I know exactly, just hanging with my dad this morning. So I know exactly what
Like
you're
this,
talking about.
for example.
Yes, I love that. It's beautiful.
Okay, you're getting low with it, drop it like it's hot.
I love it.
Me too.
That's a beautiful thing. They need that.
And that gentleman there, he's 92 years old.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
we session at his location last week, and he had, I think I told you, Laura, he was trying, they can't bend over. Everybody, when we get older, they can't dress themselves all the way or put their shoes on. But he said, "I got my dancing shoes today."
I love it.
His hard shoes with the tie, and he had to tie his laces. And but they get so excited. But I was going to mention for like you being a caregiver, being a caregiver it's
not a game.
It's not. It's not. And all three of us.
It's tough.
All three of us have done that, and it is. And Sabrina's doing it now.
So we want to present, we are presenting our, what we're doing, applying for grants and things so that we could bring this to folks to give caregivers a break, like just an hour break where, okay, I know they're cool now. I can go, take the nap or whatever, something. And because they need that release, the senior, us as caregivers too, we need like just a little emotional, respite.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's so important. That's like I often tell my sister that we have to just take time for ourselves. You know what I mean? And I think for me, like connecting with nature and go get my nails and feet done, go to the spa. It makes me feel better. I love getting facials. Just self grooming is always relaxing, massages and things of that nature. But I love being outside.
I do too. I
like being out in the sun, except for the bugs, but especially mosquitoes.
And those bees. Well, those bees that they come around just for a little while in springtime. But they don't really bother you.
They don't bother. It's the yellow jacks that they get you, and the hornets you have to be careful of, and the wasp. But I love it to see the flowers bloom. I just love it. It just being outside with the trees and everything, just seeing everything comes to life. It's just always such a fulfilling thing for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, regards to, music that takes us back, can you think of a song that instantly takes you back to your younger days? I mean, like, younger days, like, way back.
Let's see. Probably Pleasure Principle.
Oh, okay.
Janet. I used to love that routine. So I love that routine. I still love it. And
so I was going to say, so you used to do it then at practice?
Oh, absolutely. Honey, I thought I was Janet. Okay. I had the hair, everything. So yeah. So yeah, I used to love Janet Jackson. I still do. But yeah, that takes me back. And every time I hear Motown, it takes me back to just my dad listening to it. And then my mother, she loved everything. So actually, ironically, the sun reminds me of my mom when I see the sun.
I love that.
Yeah, and I like coming outside because butterflies always follow me, and they're usually yellow and black. And I always say, "Hey, Mom, I know that's."
I love that. I love that so much.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. I love it. I love being outside for that specific reason too.
Now, Eshe, if you could step back in time and relive one musical moment in your life, which moment would that be?
Let me see. That's a good question. Probably The Grammys.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I love
Because
that.
everything was just so it was so much that was happening at the time. So, so fast paced. So just, when you're in it, a lot of times it's hard to take it
Mhm.
all in. But
Mhm.
then when you're removed from it, so to speak, you're like, man, that was awesome.
Mm. Yeah, and when you
Yeah.
can look at it, thankfully,
Yep.
with YouTube, you could play it, you could watch it every day if you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So then you go back. Yep, there I am. And then you go back. And I remember that we were in the press room. They like, look over here, look over here, look over here. And I was like, oh Lord, which way to look? Yeah, it was so many people.
Oh, that looks so
Yeah.
exciting, huh?
Yeah.
So exciting.
It
And
was
what
awesome.
year was that? That was like
I want
what,
to say 93,
19?
93. I think it was
Okay.
93. Yep,
Okay.
because our album came out our single Tennessee came out in December of 1991. The album came out, I want to say March of 92. So we had just missed the Grammys for 1992. So then it was the following year, which was
Right.
93.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yep.
when I moved to Atlanta the first time was 93.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, I never forget that. That was awesome.
And then what about this one real quick before we go to the flashback round, the rapid question? Okay, what about what's
Yes.
going on there? You look so
I
beautiful.
know.
Thank
Look
you
at
so
you.
much. Thank
Look
you
at
so
you.
with my bald head. That was an
Well, you have
MTV
a beautiful
award.
head. Look at your
Oh,
head. It's
thank
like shaped
you.
beautifully.
Thank you so
And
much.
smile
Yes.
is just
Thank
Eshe
you.
might just lights up the whole
Thank you
picture.
so much. I thank my mom for that smile. I have her smile for sure.
Aw.
But yeah, that was MTV Music Awards, and we had a good time. And I think we
Mhm.
won. We might have been on the red carpet right there.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't know exactly.
Yeah, you
Uh,
won because you have an award
Yeah,
in
we
your
won a
hand.
few
You
of
won.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won two. And then, but I want to say we did the movie awards too, because the MTV Movie Awards is different from the Music Awards. So we performed at the Movie Awards,
Okay.
and yeah, so I think that was one of our first major performances. And we used to be in LA and New York all the time,
Mhm,
like every
mhm,
other week seemed like.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah, we
Sabrina,
were out.
did you see Eshe at any of the BET Awards, Sabrina? Because Sabrina was
Uh,
all in that.
Well,
no,
BT wasn't really a thing like that back then.
yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
first
Yeah,
BET Awards was in 2000,
right.
and I
Oh,
started working there in 2003.
Yeah,
okay.
but you know
So,
what? I did go to some of the BET Awards. Eugenia is a good friend of mine. She used to go to my church.
mhm,
And Samson Styles, and they worked
mhm.
for BET. And so I came out there with them. So I would
Yeah,
go to some of the awards and stuff. It was awesome.
we probably crossed paths there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I know people still over there now. But yeah, BET wasn't really like a thing. It was, I want to say Dunny Simpson and all that, he was
Yeah.
around, but like they
So,
weren't doing like award shows and stuff. That's what I mean when
yeah.
I say a thing at that
Mm-hmm.
time. But
Right.
BET, much love. They definitely, I want to say have probably done some throwbacks before with us for sure.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't. We came before all of that, so we were more in
Yeah.
the MTV era.
I love
Mhm.
that.
Okay, well, we're going to move into our rapid fire question round as we,
Okay.
start to wrap things up
Yes.
here. And we appreciate you, sharing your time and
Oh,
space
no
with
problem.
us. Yeah. The first one is studio recording or live performance.
Live performance.
Okay. 90s hip hop or 90s R&B.
Mm.
Ooh. Can you say both?
Yeah, you can say both. Sure.
Both.
Yeah, we
For
make up
sure.
our own rules.
Yeah.
Okay, dancing or singing?
Both.
World tour or an intimate venue?
World tour because I like to travel.
Okay.
But I like
Choreo-
an intimate venue too, though.
I know, both are good. Yeah, so it's like both, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so choreography or performing?
I love both. I do. I equally love both.
It's 50-50.
I know.
Vintage soul or modern R&B?
Vintage soul for sure.
That's what I thought you were going to say because I was like, it's kind of a hard question, but I like both.
Yeah. And I
vintage
do
soul.
like a lot of the new artists, the music and stuff, but it's nothing like the classics.
Exactly.
Mhm. Early rehearsal or late night creativity?
I like early rehearsals.
Okay.
Yes, she does. I see that. I've been there.
Yes.
Festival crowd or a concert hall?
It doesn't matter. I like both. I just don't like it when they throw stuff at people in either venue.
Mhm,
And at
mhm.
festivals, they tend to throw a lot of stuff at people.
Oh, okay. Okay, this just two more, and I think I know the answer to this one.
Yes.
Heels or sneakers on stage?
Oh, I'm a barefoot or sneaker
I knew
girl,
she was going to
especially on
say that.
stage. But I used to dance in heels a lot. But
Oh, really?
yes,
Mhm.
I've danced in heels. Because I do all styles of dancing, so
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
just African. So, but for African, I've done African in heels, but African definitely is best
Oh,
with bare feet.
Mhm.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
More
absolutely.
freedom. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Creating music or performing it live?
I like both.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
creating. I love coming up with the concepts and the ideas and the lyrics, and then I like performing it live. I am a very much so a person who likes to get as close to perfection as possible, and I know that's
Mm,
subjective with everybody, but I'm real big on my presentation being excellent, and
okay.
so I always want to be put my best foot forward. So the creative process and the performance, it goes hand in hand, because
Mhm.
in preparation for the performance, you have to do it on an excellent level and put a lot of intensity behind it. So it's like you're performing in secret, so to speak, or in practice before you even get on stage, because once you get on stage, it goes from one level to the next. You know what I
I
mean?
love
So
that.
if you've already been practicing on a high level, then when you get on stage, it's just going to be that much better.
I love it. Because you do share so much of your light and energy, can you just sing like one or two lines of like your favorite song that inspires you? Like, say you were feeling sad or some kind of
Let's
way.
see.
What do you usually sing?
Oh my gosh, I don't necessarily sing anything to be inspired.
Mm,
I like to listen to a lot of music. I love Jonathan McReynolds. I like to listen to
mm.
a lot of inspirational messages or
Yes,
sermons,
me
so
too.
things of that nature. So I don't necessarily have a song that uplifts me,
Mhm.
so to speak. I just like to listen to a variety of positive things to get me going, if that makes sense.
It does. Do you
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
is there something that you feel comfortable singing at all so we can hear your
Let me
voice? Or
see.
do you not?
I'm trying
Like,
to think.
just
No.
anything
No.
easy.
I'm
Okay.
thinking. Let me see what I want to sing. I'm walking on sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm walking on sunshine. Yeah, I'm walking on sunshine. Yeah, and don't it feel good?
Woo!
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you. I
no
love that song
problem.
too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
I like that song. It's very groovy.
I do too. I love that song too. 80s vibe or 90s vibe?
90s.
Okay. Solo spotlight or group energy?
I love where I'm at now. Let me say I like both. I like both for different reasons. So
Mhm.
in a group, if you forget your lines, you always have somebody there to help you back it up. They're like, "Oh, that's your line," when you forget to come in.
Yeah.
But being a solo artist has definitely given me a lot more freedom to do what I truly want to do.
Hmm.
So I think I love that for that reason, the freedom to
Okay.
be just who I am, and
Mm.
and tap into other creative um, parts of myself, layers of myself, versus in a group you have the look of the group, the idea, the
Yes.
energy of the group, and you have to stay in alignment with the vision of the group, which is
Exactly.
what you should do.
Yes. Okay. Throwback playlist or new music discovery?
I like a little bit of both. I love me a good
Mm,
throwback, but
me
I
too.
also love me a good new music discovery.
Yes, me too. Okay. Spiritual alignment or creative inspiration?
Spiritual alignment.
Ooh. Early career hustle or seasoned confidence?
Seasoned confidence with a
Ooh.
little bit of early career hustle, because I think that you have to have, you
Mhm.
still have to have a kid like energy and a hunger to be in this business. If you're, I always say, like, I'm a seasoned new artist. That's how I feel.
Mm, mhm. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Music video set or live TV performance?
I like a little bit of both. Sometimes I feel like, when you're on TV, you have to block and this and the third. So you can't really, like, okay, can't go over here. You get out of the light. You can't go this way, that way, and stuff. But I do, I like a little bit of both. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay,
So
yep,
yeah,
yep. And the last question before we wrap up is big event or intimate gathering?
I like a good intimate gathering. So you get to know people and get to
Oh,
reach
yes,
out and touch
yes.
folks.
Oh, yes, yes. I love
Yeah,
that. I love that.
yeah.
Okay, so Ishi, thank you so much for
No,
having
thank
this.
you.
You're such a cool vibe. You know
Oh,
that
Yes,
thank you
vibe. We
so much.
love
yes,
You
it.
too,
We
yes,
love
ladies.
it.
You
yes.
too.
and sharing your journey, your growth, and your resilience is so inspiring in such
Thank
a
you so
real and
much.
powerful way, Eshe.
Mhm.
Yes, I appreciate you, and I wish you guys the best on your podcast. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
So we will see you next time right here on the
Yes.
Flashback Squad.
Come on, Flashback
Yes.
Squad. I love
Thank
it.
you.
And
Thank
thank you for all
you.
the listeners. And I appreciate you guys. And you can find me at Eshe Smiles on IG. I have a link tree, and that'll take you to all my social media sites.
Yes,
you go.
please follow her. She's doing big things that she's
Thank
always
you.
done. Yes. So
Thank you.
subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you,
Yes.
Eshe.
Okay,
All
have
right.
a blessed
All
day.
right. Thank you. See you
Bye.
soon.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
bye-bye.